This is the Pro Wrestling Report PrimeTime TV, the longest-running pro wrestling news program in the world, with your hosts David Hero and Damian Nelson.
PWR has welcomed some of the biggest stars from wrestling to the show this year, and we wanted to take a look back at some of them on tonight's special episode. Just a few weeks back, Mr. Money in the Bank, Seth Rollins, joined us right here in this very studio when WWE SmackDown came to town. Let's go back and take a look at what the WWE superstar had to say.
The following is a PWR exclusive.
Welcome back, fans, to the Pro Wrestling Report Primetime Saturday night here on My24 Milwaukee. Damian Nelson here alongside with our special guest, Mr. Money in the Bank himself, Seth Rollins. Seth, welcome.
Hey, thank you. Thanks for having me, man. I'm excited to be here.
It's good to have you here. Back here in Milwaukee, a place where you got your start in professional wrestling as well, back in the old Mid-American Wrestling.
Yeah, man. Back in the day, a little bit. I started actually working for a local promoter, Carmine DeSpirito, right when I broke into the business. So we're talking early 2005 through maybe 2007 or so, 2008 even. As long as he was running shows, I was up here. So good guy, good promotion. I don't even remember the name of the little bar we worked at, but it was like upstairs in a little tiny bar. Actually, I met Hornswoggle there for the very first time. Yeah, he was going under a different name at that time. He was Short Stack. I met Hornswoggle for the very first time in MAW.
Excellent. Well, from there you would go on to many different things, including Ring of Honor and, of course, now World Wrestling Entertainment, where you hold this not so good, this briefcase that's not in such good condition, but the contents of it have you guaranteed a WWE World Heavyweight Championship shot at some point in the next few months. But this past Monday on Raw, we saw something different come out of that briefcase.
Yeah, that's what happens when Dean Ambrose gets a hold of the thing for, I guess, a week or so, if a few days, really, to be honest. He's always got something up his sleeve. So luckily, briefcase is cleaned off. I'm cleaned off. Took a couple washings to get the green out of my blonde here, but
green on the other side, maybe.
Oh, no. Let's just go away from green for a while. I've had my fill, especially of the neon kind.
So that's an exclusive. Seth Rollins is not going green.
I'm not going green. We're going pink actually for the month of October, partnering with the Susan G. Komen Foundation again to fight breast cancer, so that's pretty awesome. Year
3 of that, always a nice cause to support, definitely, on WWE programming. And speaking of WWE programming, WWE SmackDown in Milwaukee tonight as we're taping this.
Oh, yeah.
So you're performing again in Milwaukee, yet this time not in a little tiny bar upstairs, but in the largest venue in the city, the BMO Harris Bradley Center. What's next between you and Dean Ambrose? How are you going to get back at him completely for all the shenanigans with your briefcase?
Ideally, I just need to get rid of him because, you said I can cash this in. This thing's the golden ticket, but I gotta get there first. I've tried to cash it in on multiple occasions since I won the darn thing, and between him and John Cena, I haven't been able to actually cash it in. So it's been quite frustrating, to be honest. So I got to get Dean Ambrose out of my hair one way or another. I don't know how to do that, but I'm sure the Authority, myself, Triple H, Randy Orton, Kane, and the lovely Stephanie McMahon, we'll come up with something.
I found it interesting you called it the golden ticket. You're a Willy Wonka fan?
I love Willy Wonka. Who doesn't? Anybody? I love all versions of Willy Wonka. But yeah, it is kind of like a golden ticket, keys to the castle sort of thing, right?
The Money in the Bank briefcase, rarely does it get cashed in without resulting in a championship win.
Yeah.
And you can see many of those championship wins and Money in the Bank events on the WWE Network. What has been your favorite thing about the WWE Network so far?
Oh, dude, just the insane library that's on there. I mean, one of the things that's crazy is, I remember back in the day when we would watch a WrestleMania, WrestleMania would be on in March. You would have to wait till July to get the video cassette tape at D&G Video or whatever. You know what I mean? So now we did Night of Champions. You could literally watch Night of Champions immediately again after it aired. So that's crazy. And then they've got just the library is so deep between all the old WCW Clash of the Champions. They've got the original programming now with these Monday Night War shows that are pretty awesome. They do the countdown and stuff like that, which I am a fixture on. Thank you very much.
It's a great episode, by the way. Countdown SummerSlam featuring The Shield.
Oh yeah, and they do specials like that too, which are awesome. Between the special they did on us, they did one on Daniel Bryan going to WrestleMania, and the piece they did on the Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah.
Just we have an insanely talented production crew, and the people that put that kind of stuff together, it's really a steal for $9.99 a month.
Just $9.99 a month.
Just $9.99 a month.
Now, if you pay the $9.99 a month for the network, you don't have to pay the $54.99 for the pay-per-view, correct?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, you pay $9.99 a month. I believe you have to pay in increments of 6 months at a time, if I'm not mistaken. But overall, it adds up to $9.99 a month, which is just ridiculous value because then you don't have to buy any of the pay-per-views. They just come with the network.
Do you have to pay for it?
No. No, I
Still
don't.
a great value, though.
I'm Mr. Money in the Bank, for crying out loud. They're going to make me pay $10 for the network? I don't think so. I'm on that thing. I contribute, you know what I mean?
You mentioned WrestleMania as part of the WWE Network. WrestleMania this year down in New Orleans, Louisiana this past year.
Yep.
And big matchup at that show for you. What was it like being on the grandest stage of them all?
Hey, man, there's nothing like that, really. You know, WrestleMania is something as a kid you always dreamed of, and if you look back at the history of the show, 30 WrestleManias, there's really not that many guys who have had the opportunity to be on WrestleManias. You know, there's some guys who worked their whole career, even in WWE, and have not had the opportunity to do that. So for the fact that I've been in 2 now, it's just, that's one of those things. It's like it's done, and no one can ever take it away from you. And we got a long way to go, but that's a pretty awesome way to kickstart your WWE career.
Yeah. And next year in San Francisco, San Jose at Levi Stadium. But before that is Hell in a Cell on pay-per-view on October 26th. And we have not yet, I don't think, officially heard what involvement you're going to have on that show.
Correct.
What do you want at Hell in a Cell? Obviously, Dean Ambrose, but do you want him in Satan's playground, if you will?
I grew up watching the Hell in a Cell matches, the Undertaker, Shawn Michaels of Bad Blood, Undertaker, Mick Foley, Triple H, Kevin Nash, all that good stuff. So I would relish an opportunity to get in that cell, whether it be with the likes of a Dean Ambrose or a John Cena or anybody else who wants to kind of step in there with me. I think it's kind of built for me. It would be a good time.
Well, as I said, that's on October 26th. WWE SmackDown tonight at the BMO Harris Bradley Center. And Seth Rollins, thank you so much for coming down and joining us here on the Pro Wrestling Report.
Appreciate you having me.
All right, Seth Rollins, ladies and gentlemen, right here on PWR Primetime.
Big thanks to Seth Rollins for being a part of PWR Primetime. Still to come on tonight's special episode, Mean Gene Okerlund joins us with all new interviews with Tommy Dreamer and Al Snow, and a special interview with Stone Cold Steve Austin. All that and more after this short timeout.
Follow us on Twitter for breaking news, live wrestling chat, and pure hilarity. Head over to twitter.com/PWR show and be part of the conversation.
You know, Tommy Dreamer, I've been to Blizzard Brawl before, and you've got something quite excitement you can look forward to. And it's going to be taking place, I got the notes right in front of me, Blizzard Brawl 10. Can you believe it? 10 brawls before this one. It happens on Saturday, December the 6th, and the Monster Abyss is going to be facing you. I have no idea what you're in for.
Well, Gene, first of all, it's an honor. This is the first time I've ever been interviewed with you. I've grown up watching you interview the best, and just to be standing next to a Hall of Famer makes me look so great.
Well, thank you.
And you are the best that you've ever done. You are the voice of every professional wrestler, and I love being here with you. 10 years, Abyss. 10 years of Blizzard Brawl. The Monster Abyss versus the innovator of violence, Tommy Dreamer. I know what you have done to your body. You know what I've done to my body. What we are going to do to each other, with you in attendance, Mean Gene, it's going to be extreme.
Well, of course, you've had the association with the extreme, the hardcore. I mean, you've held virtually every title under that mantra. But this, I think, is going to be something a little bit different. The venue, the climate of the upper Midwest.
It's cold.
It's cold.
You're from there.
And it's going to be a hot night.
Yes, it is. And I look forward to it.
Tommy Dreamer, get ready, folks. Blizzard Brawl 10, Saturday, December the 6th. Oh, boy.
Blizzard Brawl 10 is less than 2 months away, and while we've already announced some tremendous talents for the show, we are pleased to announce the man who will be receiving the PWR Lifetime Achievement Award along with an induction into the PWR Hall of Fame. Please join me in welcoming Ricky the Dragon Steamboat to Blizzard Brawl. Steamboat will be appearing live at the December 6th event and will join Demolition, Ron Simmons, King Kong Bundy, Kevin Nash, and Bobby Heenan in the PWR Hall of Fame. Get more details and tickets right now at blizzardbrawl.com. All
right, Mean Gene back with a guy that I have so much respect for.
Thank you.
You know, he is trained some of the great stars of today. Al Snow.
Yes.
Big date coming up Saturday. That's going to be December the 6th.
Yes.
We're at Blizzard Brawl. And wow, do you have your hands full?
Oh, my word.
GLCW champion on the line against Ethan Carter III Jr. I don't know if there's any more monikers I can throw at this guy.
Well, I know I can throw a few things at him, and if I have to take a train to catch a bus, to get on a canoe, to catch a ferry, to get in a car, I'm going to be there at Blizzard Brawl, and I can guarantee you I'm going to walk out the heavyweight champion.
Make sure that Johnny Valiant is not your cab driver.
You know that, Johnny. He's such a card.
Yeah. Ethan Carter III.
Yes.
Size this guy up for me.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, he's not an also-ran. He's a challenger.
He is a challenger. Very talented young man, but and that's one thing he has on his side. He has youth. Let's face it, Gene. I'm not getting any younger, you know. But let me tell you something, you know. There's a little story about the two roosters that run around the house in a race to see who can get the hen house control, and the farmer's on the porch, and he cleaning his shotgun and shoots the young rooster because the young rooster is faster than the old rooster. And why does he shoot him? Because he says, damn, that's the third gay rooster I bought this week.
All right, hang on to your hats, ladies and gentlemen. Holy balls. I think that's the only way I can state it. We've got a championship match. What a bombshell.
Come on in.
For the Great Lakes Heavyweight Championship. Al Snow, my friend, you've got a big night in store for you on Saturday, December the 6th at Blizzard Brawl number 10.
And afterwards, when we're out celebrating, you and I, we'll have a few cocktails. Doubles.
Well, maybe one.
Or two.
Thanks, Gene. It's always great having you work with us here at PWR TV. And now it's time for the PWR Event Center, brought to you by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. Complete your WrestleMania weekend with the official PWR endorsed weekend plan. It all starts Friday, March 29th, when PWR returns to WrestleCon, where you can meet all the stars of pro wrestling and even be a part of a special PrimeTime TV special that'll be taped at WrestleCon. Following WrestleCon on Friday night, join us at the Shenanigans VIP Club Party, the San Jose Bar and Grill located next to the Convention Center, hosting NXT and Access. Appearing at the party will be Kevin Nash, Thea Rosita Trinidad. Zima Ayn will also be the official DJ for the night. Admission includes a red carpet meet and greet with the stars and free food and drinks all night long. Get it all for one low price. Then on Sunday, you can join the PWR team in a private VIP suite for WrestleMania at Levi Stadium for the 5th annual Sweet and Sexy. Tickets for the Sweet and Sexy party are very limited and are not available now before WrestleMania tickets go on sale. Sweet and Sexy tickets also include tickets to the VIP club party. Head to PWRshow.com for details on all these events and buy your tickets now. Shenanigans are coming to St. Louis for Survivor Series on November 23rd. This free event will be held at the world-famous Hard Rock Cafe right next door to the Scottrade Center, which will host Survivor Series that evening. WWE Hall of Famer Mean Gene Okerlund and Thea Rosita Trinidad will be appearing for a pre-show meet and greet. RSVP for free now at PWRshow.com. And when we return here on Primetime, we are joined by Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Follow us on Twitter for breaking news, live wrestling chat, and pure hilarity. Head over to twitter.com/PWR Show and be part of the conversation.
Welcome back to PWR Primetime TV. I'm Linda Kay here with our final interview of the night. We are very pleased to welcome WWE Hall of Famer and former WWE Champion Stone Cold Steve Austin to the show a couple months back, and he gave us some insight as to how he came up with Austin 316, which, as you know, originated here in Milwaukee. Let's take another look at Stone Cold on PWR with Damian Nelson.
Hey, Damian, what's happening?
Not much, Steve. How are you today, sir?
Man, I'm doing good. I got a bunch of good memories over there in Milwaukee.
You know, I'm glad you brought that up. We're happy to have you here on My 24 Milwaukee. Milwaukee, the place where Austin 316 was born at the King of the Ring in 1996. A special moment, of course, for everyone, but more so you, because it seemed to really be the springboard, the launching pad, if you will, for Stone Cold Steve Austin. Was that something you had thought about before, or did it just happen spontaneously on that stage?
Hey, the real deal, that happened spontaneous on the day. I wrestled the first match. I wrestled Mark Marrow. He kicked me in the mouth. They took me to the hospital in an ambulance, put 14 stitches in my lip. I knew that when I came back, I was going to take on Jake the Snake Roberts in the final. When I was gone, he had cut a religious promo on me, and so as soon as someone gave me that news, that's when I said, okay, this is what I'm going to say. So it was totally ad-libbed. Had Jake never used that reference that he did, the Austin 316 would not have been born. So there was a lot of things. The stars all aligned for that promo to happen. So I have many fond memories of Milwaukee there at the Mecca Arena.
Did you think that when you said that, as it being spontaneous and just a spur-of-the-moment thing, did you think that it would launch into the Austin 316 saying, the Austin 316 merchandise?
Absolutely had no idea. I said it because, it was just something to play off what he said. And then, at the end of that promo, I could hear Vince starting to wrap it up because he was doing the commentary back then, and they were feeding the house with that RF mic. And so I knew that I needed a button at the end of that promo. So then at the end, I said, and that's the bottom line because Stone Cold said so. So the next night at Monday Night Raw, there were the 316 signs. There was a Stone Cold said so sign. So it was a fluke. It was just something that the opportunity presented itself, and I hit a grand slam at an event which I was never even supposed to win because Triple H was originally supposed to win that pay-per-view, but because of some political reasons and some trouble he got himself into, I was plan B. So it was a very lucky night at the office there in Milwaukee.
And as we've been hearing lately, there is always a plan B, right?
There always is. Got to be.
We're going to talk about the new show, Broken Skull Challenge, which premieres tomorrow night on CMT in just a moment. But current wrestling, I know you have the podcast and you talk about your thoughts, and you've had guests on. You're part of WrestleMania 30, obviously. But a lot of people, and I've heard your thoughts, but a lot of people have had some negative things to say about John Cena. John Cena, the man who won the WWE World Heavyweight Championship this past Sunday at Money in the Bank. What's your opinion on John Cena, especially more important coming from you, arguably the biggest star in the history of professional wrestling? What do you think of John Cena and the fans' reaction, at least the very vocal internet fans' reaction to Stone Cold to John Cena?
Let me speak to the vocal internet fans first. I just think that, we've had so much John Cena that they're ready for change. But let me say what my thoughts about John Cena are. He's going to go down as one of the greatest of all time. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame. He's been 10 years on top. He's had an unprecedented type of run. He's walking the edge of a razor blade. Some people hate him, some people love him. But at the end of the day, everyone respects him. I look at what he does, and I'm amazed because, people think, okay, the next thing for him to do is to turn heel. Well, he sees so many kids, these people that really look up to and emulate John. He does so many things for Make-A-Wish, and he's the face of that franchise. So I think he's doing a wonderful job. And again, that's the thing about pro wrestling, is it's all subjective. My favorite might be Ric Flair. Someone else's favorite might be Ultimate Warrior. When I look at the body of work that John Cena's turned in, he's kicking ass, and he's had a hell of a career. So I have nothing but respect for the guy because I know how hard he works. And every time I see him, whether he's dead dog tired or fresh as a daisy, he's always got a smile on his face. If you're going to have a guy that's going to be the backbone of your company, you can find nobody better than John Cena, and that's the truth.
Wow. All right. Well, sure words never been spoken. Tomorrow night, Steve, I'm very excited about the Broken Skull Challenge. Of course, this comes off the heels of your show Redneck Island that you did for 3 seasons on CMT as well. Tell us what we're going to see tomorrow night on the Broken Skull Challenge.
I came up with the concept for Broken Skull Challenge on the set of Redneck Island, which is a competition show where you're voted off the island. It's a process of elimination. I grew up competing in football, baseball, track, and had to compete to be the #1 pro wrestler in the world. I love physical competition, so I came up with a show that I could host, that I could set the table for athletes to come and put their best on the line. So each week I bring 8 elite athletes to the ranch. We go through 3 rounds of competition, very physical in nature. At the end of the day, out of 8 athletes, 1 is left standing. The next day, that person will come back and take on my personal obstacle course, which I designed, and it's named the Skull Buster. I named it the Skull Buster because it's designed to whoop a man's ass. Now, this is a half-mile course, 10 grueling obstacles. If you can beat my course, I will give you $10,000. If someone else has already beat my course, if you beat their time, I will give you their $10,000. So the people that came from the world of CrossFit, Spartan races, Tough Mudders, MMA, and pro wrestling all love a challenge and all love to compete, men and women.
Who do you think has a better chance, a man or a woman, to win it? That's what's
well. That's the thing. It's 10 different episodes, but the men compete against the men in 5 episodes, and women versus women. And I tell you what, it's alpha males and alpha women. These people were badasses, all of them. And we also had a couple of sleepers out there. There was a couple of cats that showed up, and you think, oh, this person's not going to do so well. All of a sudden, when I said go, they whipped everybody's ass. So it's a lesson in don't judge a book by its cover.
Fantastic. That's the Broken Skull Challenge, ladies and gentlemen. It's tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central on CMT. Steve Austin, it's a privilege and an honor to have you here on this show. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow night on the Broken Skull Challenge on CMT.
Thanks for the help.
Only PWR can bring you the biggest stars in pro wrestling, and we are glad that you joined us tonight to look back on some of them from 2014. This year is not over, and we have a lot more in store for you, starting with a Survivor Series pre-party at the Hard Rock Cafe in St. Louis on Survivor Series Sunday. RSVP for free now at pwrshow.com. We'll be back along with Damian and David with an all-new episode of Primetime next week right here on My 24 Milwaukee.